Greetings! These are your instructors, Mr. Cinco and Mr. Vivo. For this day, we would like to demonstrate knife defense and counter offense. What do we mean by counter offense? When you say knife defense, let's take for example, if he just delivers a straight stab, you only have that. No reaction whatsoever. You have numberings like 1, 2, 3. Although that could work in many situations. But when we say counter offense, it should be dynamic. The movement should be dynamic. If he goes in, there should be a counter attack right away. So if he, let's say for example, he moves, I move. So there is a dynamic movement and not a static 1, 2, 3, whatever. Let's discuss about common knife attacks. In Philippine situation, if you will review television news, the common knife attack is this one. Please take notice that there is this special grab of attackers. So before he stabs me, it's not like that, like say he stabs you. It's not like that. There is this connecting hand. We'll demonstrate from that angle. So it's not like this. No, just an extension. It's always like this. We pause on that. See? This one is the deadliest part. If you will review the videos of killings, homicides on CCTV cameras, this one comes first. And then the stab. You cannot defend that. The only thing you can do to counter is this one. For that, to defend. But you're already late because he's here. So the first thing in a knife situation is to get off this one. And of course, to avoid this one. Okay? So if you have that an attacker wants to attack, you have to sidestep, you have to make sure you're secured, and the distance is outside of this hand and that hand. Okay?
The common knife defense that you can see that is usually seen in the movies, in internet, or in other classes. Okay? So generally, they tend to focus on the lethal hand, or the live hand, or the hand that has the weapon or has the knife, forgetting that the other body parts of the opponent could be also a weapon, a deadly weapon. Watch. So for example, commonly, if the attack goes this way, so tendency is like that. Okay? Now, I am focusing all my limbs, especially my arms, on one limb of the opponent. I am forgetting that others can also be lethal. Okay? So this could be a punch, or this could be another knife that could go in my head or my body. Okay? So that's it. Now the point there is, once you have encountered an opponent with a knife, the best way is to keep distance. For example, instead of doing this, okay, because of the other weapons, okay, it's better if you are going to do it this way. Okay, and safe distance. Okay, so primarily distance. So another one, okay, distance. Okay, so once he counters here, you're free. Okay, so secondarily, okay, so aside from distance, if you can, the distance, counter, if it goes this way, there. Okay, keep the distance, control, then you can now, okay, if he is still resisting, you can now disarm. Or take a closer look of a hand that is holding a weapon. Okay, so we have here the anatomy of the live hand, of the deadly hand. Okay, so where is the weak points here? Okay, so definitely it is not here because it is closed. Okay, so definitely you are going to look at the opening. Okay, so most likely the opening is here. Okay, so the thumb serves as the lock. Okay, so therefore if you open, you should target the lock. Okay, so once you grab it here, okay, lock there, and that's the time it is slightly open. Now therefore you can slip it out. Okay, so once again, so grab the lock, okay, target the lock, then soften the grip, and then slip the weapon. Okay, now of course it is not advisable to do that if your opponent is on guard or like this. If he goes like that, do not engage this one. Why? Because you are a sitting duck. Okay? So if you encountered something like this, remember the 4 Ds. Okay? So first should be deflect, distract, and disarm. So what I mean is, once he goes in, so deflect. Okay? So that's the first one. So deflect, distract. Okay? Now, if he is already distracted or distracted of balance, or should I say pinned down, okay, his grip tends to loosen. Now he is open, and you can easily disarm.
So, these techniques come from a lot of martial arts. But in Filipino martial arts, disarming techniques, especially quick, lightning fast disarming techniques, are called saplit. So, what Jordan discussed a while ago was the weakness of the grip. Even if it's just this grip, this kind of grip, this forehand grip, you can maneuver with the same principle, using the same principle. You can maneuver wherever you want, as long as you know that this kind that this here is the weak point. So you can disarm it like slash slash. Here, as long as it's not the sharp one which hits you. Here, it's also if you can do it here with the lock, finger lock, and with, of course, the breaking, and you can strip it away. So, what we will be learning right now is a counter offense to a certain knife attack, which is this attack. So, in that kind of attack, first we should notice, as what I have said, that we have this hand. So we should move away, not just from this hand, but also from this hand. Aside from moving away, you can also employ your own weapon. Okay? So, you know already that if this goes here, this one will follow. So, the side step should give you distance. Good. Then, the knife, you can put it there. It follows, but your body is not already in the line of attack. You have already shifted to the side. Now, this movement is to hit the arm. If you can hit the arm as hard as possible, you can outbalance him. And then apply with whatever technique you have, especially outbalancing. But if he's strong enough and he can resist, then he will slash you again. There's another slash. You should look out for this second movement. Okay, so that's probably gonna hit you. So, what you can do is to use your arm to redirect this slash. Then as you can see, his movement or his body is already there because the force of this motion kept him there. You can have your control on him. Control, then deliver this blow. Again, making sure that the weapon will not reach you. Example, you can, or try to, yes, because you can control this one, then everything is in your power. So this will be the movement that you will follow. The application will be like this. Okay, then follow through.